Hi, it's Maya here, and it's time for another Booktube SFF Babbles video. As usual, I'll leave all the information in the description below about the Booktube SFF Babbles and the Booktube SFF Awards. And this week's topic is recommending science fiction and fantasy booktubers to people, and I'm focusing on channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers. First, I'm going to talk about two people who started at about the same time as I did. The first is Ottavio from the Galilean Library. He's great, I love to listen to him. He just sounds so genuine and really excited about the books that he loves. We like a lot of the same books, even though I think he reads a bit more science fiction than I do, and I like to do buddy reads with him because I'm really interested in his opinions on books. Then we have Sabrina from Sabrina Everywhere. She talks fast, and that's something that I like. I tend to be a bit of a slower talker myself, but I like to listen to people who talk fast. She has a great graphic design sense. I always love her title plates and little things like that. She's also from the Philippines, so International Booktubers Unite. And her love of floppy paperbacks is something to behold. Both Ottavio and Sabrina are currently a little less active because of work and such, but they are not going anywhere, so go and subscribe to them. Next is Bree from Stories from the Shelf. Bree is just so nice, and I think she's a really welcoming presence on Booktube. She's also really active. There's always a new video for me to watch from Bree. She does great, smart, in-depth, longer video reviews, but I also like to watch her quicker Friday Reads videos where she tells what she's currently reading. Then I'd like to recommend Victoria Harris. She's so funny. She often cracks me up. She reads classics as well as science fiction and fantasy, and I think she's currently studying something literature related. Her love of Swords Point by Ellen Kushner caused me to finally pick that one up, and I really loved it. So I think I'll have to next pick up the Night Runner series by Lynn Llewellyn, because she also really likes that one. And finally, there's Catherine from Android's Conundrum. If you like to listen to reviews, then Catherine's got you covered. Her booktubing style is a bit more podcast-like, so she's great to listen to when you're doing something else. Then I have a couple of new finds, which are channels that both have under 500 subscribers. The first is Libby Stevenson, who I just found through these Booktube SFF Babbles videos, and I subscribed to her because she seemed funny and outspoken. And then there's Winks from Winks and Ink, who I found through Rachel from Kalanadi. Winks is great to listen to. She's soft-spoken, and I'm really interested in the books that she reads. And she also has the cutest cat. So those were all the channels that have under 1,000 subscribers. I would also like to recommend a couple that have under 2,000 subscribers. The first is Rachel from Kalanadi. She's great at giving her opinion on books. She gets her points across really well, and every time she introduces a book, I really think that I know what it's about. She also reads a lot of short fiction, which I find interesting, even though I'm not a huge short fiction reader myself. And then there's Thomas from SFF 180. If you want to know about new releases, then Thomas is your man. He gets packages from publishers every Monday and opens them on camera. And he also does video reviews of newer releases. So those were all the smaller channels that I wanted to mention. I also want to mention my absolute favorite booktubers or YouTubers in general, even though they have a lot of subscribers. And the first is, of course, Elizabeth from Books and Pieces, who I think everyone should know by now. I watch all her videos. Every day there's a video from Elizabeth is a good day. She's focused a bit more on science fiction, but reads fantasy as well, and I could listen to her all day. And finally, I'd like to recommend Sana from Ink Bones Books. She reads a lot of fantasy and has just recently begun to read science fiction also. She also talks about video games and anime on her channel, which I find interesting and refreshing. So those were all my recommendations for this time. I'm really looking forward to finding a lot of new channels to follow through these Booktube SFF Babbles this week. I hope I mentioned someone who is new to you, and if I did, go check them out and subscribe to them if you like them. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you later.